Welcome back to Dog Turds into Diamonds. We have got a huge doubleheader for you today. We are taking on top of the Premier League Arsenal in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. And then just a few days after, we are going to take on top of the table Derby County in the Championship. Our tough start to the season continues. We are struggling to replace the players lost during the summer. It's time to turn things around. Let's get straight into it and let's see how things go today. Yes, welcome back to Dog Turds into Diamonds, here with AFC Rushden and Diamonds, struggling in our third season in the Championship. Today we have a little bit of a break from the norm though. We are fourth round of the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. And you can see Arsenal highlighted there in purple. That is because they are now one of our affiliate clubs. We are a junior affiliate to Arsenal. We are able to loan players from them. So come January, I am going to be seeing if we can get hold of some of their best and brightest from their under 23. So we are now affiliates to two of the biggest teams in the country and in Europe, Arsenal and Chelsea. I'm hoping that is going to convert into some really, really good loans that can help us get out of the Championship in the not too distant future. But for today, we've got to take them on in the Carabao Cup. Before I do that, let's just have a look and see how games have gone since you were last here. Of course, the last episode we beat Liverpool away in the third round. They made the mistake of rotating their squad against us. We got a 1-0 win at Anfield, and we then were lucky to get a 1-0 win against Leicester in the Championship. After that, we won back-to-back games, which was really pleasing. A 3-0 win against Charlton at home. This was, again, I mean, you can see we won 3-0, but we didn't really have a much better XG. We had less shots on target, less shots in total. So although we won, it still wasn't a great performance. We are still struggling in that sense. We played Jack Evans as a shadow striker here in this game. But it was a Paya who did the damage, heading in two parking corners in the 36th minute and in the 45th. And then Anthony Johnson, the Nigerian international, made it 3 in the second half. So a convincing result, but not a convincing performance. We are, again, as we've spoken about before, we lost Alex Baker, the captain from our midfield in the summer. We sold Mario Kakiao to Augsburg. We are without a number 10 now. Really, the next game, I mean, it was much the same. Rotherham, in terms of the stats, were the better team here. They had more possession. They had a better pass completion percentage. They had a better XG. They had more shots on target and more shots. But again, we came out with a big win, and it's just really, I guess, a difference in quality. Rotherham, not the best side in the league. I think they've just come up from League One. Guante was playing as a striker in this game, and he grabbed his first 2 goals for AFC Rushden Diamonds, which was absolutely delightful to see. Anthony Johnson made it 3 before they pulled one back in the second half, and it was Salah Lalafi coming back off injury, came on as a substitute and scored a really nice 89th minute winner. Let's just have a look at the goals here. There were some decent finishes in this game. Yeah, so again, we weren't the better team, but here a little bit of quality from the Argentinian Guante. He is really, a striker is his best position. He's been playing left wing, but here he really showed what he might be able to offer us as the striker. A lovely little setup there. And then it was Guante to Evans. Evans found Johnson. And Jack Evans as the shadow striker had a really good game in this one. They got back into it in the second half. It was definitely deserved. They were the better team in the game statistically. But then in the second half. Salah Lalafi wasn't fit enough to start the game, but he comes off and drills that in from a long way out. A nice goal for him. But it was probably Sanisalo who made the difference here. He has got back into the team. Now, he has conceded 7 in 5 in the league, but he's been playing really well, a 7.56 average rating. The 33-year-old Finn, he is a regular in the Finnish national team, but he has yet to be capped by them. But he has got back into the team with just the way results have gone. We've tried changing things up, and he has done all right. We then went away to Preston, and it was another one of these games. Look at this. We went 1-0 down to Beckford in the 42nd minute. We got an equaliser and then went ahead early on in the second half. Jones and Guante scoring again. They then equalised on the hour. And in the 87th minute, again, I didn't shut up shop. I did try and go for the win. And we ended up getting beaten even. Man, I'm struggling with my words today. But look at the stats. Again, we were really, really poor. Despite having much more possession, we only had 3 shots on target the entire game. And a very, very low XG. 13 shots on target for Preston. They are not a good team. We are really struggling at the back. We are really struggling to defend. We concede loads of chances. And our last game, we have just been beaten by Burnley, who are right up at the top of the league. They're having a push for promotion. It wasn't good enough. Again, only 3 shots on target the entire game. Now, you might look at that and say, well, it looks pretty even. We did not have a single highlight in our favour during this game. Not one highlight, despite 13 shots at goal. I mean, Burnley didn't have the best XG, but, I mean, look at the ratings. Look at the average ratings. An appalling performance. Really, really bad. Marty came back in goal. Was not great at all. Salah Lalafi a 6.2 and Guante a 6.1. It really is a struggle now. It really is worrying. We have got to change things up to try and turn these results around. If we look at the championship table, we are currently 10th again. We have managed to keep in touch. Those 2 back-to-back wins have kept us in touch. We're only 5 points off Burnley in second. We're only 2 points off the playoff places. But we are 6 wins and 6 defeats in 12 games. It is not good enough. We have got to find a system that works. But again, just the quality we lost in the summer and the fact we haven't been able to find any players of similar quality that want to join us has really, really tripped us up. It's been devastating, to be honest, just to see our promotion hopes fly out of the window this early in the season. But if we can find a system that works, and compete up to January and then hopefully get a little bit more quality in January, hopefully we can still have a push for this. Now, Arsenal are now second in the Premier League. They were top when this game was drawn. It is, of course, Chelsea, our other affiliate club, who are top of the table. This is not going to be easy, is it? The biggest hope, as we have seen in the previous round against Liverpool and in the FA Cup last season against Chelsea, our biggest hope is that they rotate the team. Here we can see that Martinelli is still an Arsenal player. He is now 33, a very, very good winger. On the other wing, it is still Saka. Again, 33 years old, still got a lot of pace though. Still looks half decent, doesn't he? Doesn't look bad at all. Mateus Franca, who is he? He's 30 years old, so there's no photo, but he was here at the start of the game. He was obviously a wonder kid at the start of the game. He looks a decent deep line playmaker, perhaps. Maybe not such a number 10. Now, Yakubi is one of the best strikers in this save. just vicious pace, really good mentals. Again, he's got 5 in 3 in the Champions League this season, 8 in 12 in all competitions. I hope he is not playing. Hannibal, who obviously starts at Manchester United, he is in their midfield. He is fantastic. And Camavinga as well. We have, of course, played Arsenal in this competition. I think it was last season, wasn't it? We played this exact game in the third round. Yeah, you can see this is a very good team. Stefano Pioli is the manager. They are having a great season. The only thing I can hope for here is that they rotate their team. We played them last season. We lost 2-1. We gave it a good go. And they have rotated their team. Odegaard comes in. I mean, he's another player who is now pretty old, but still very, very good. But yeah, they are playing Mateus Franca and Camavinga in midfield. But other than that, yeah, there is a lot of rotation here. So hopefully that gives us another chance of an upset. Let's see how things go. I am going to have to change things up because the squad is really, really tired. They are shattered with all the games that we've had. I'm going to play Ika Marti in goal. He's the second choice right now. I'm going to give him this game. Gomez is going to come in at right back. Sabe is going to come in at left back. And Brian Nolan, I am going to bring in, I think, for a Paya at centre back. So we are going to have to play a rotated team as well. Igor Luiz, I'm going to keep him in, the captain, even though he could do with the rest. I will sub him off in the second half. In midfield, it's going to be Preetz and Parkin, who were both rested last game. They didn't start, I don't think. So we are going to start with them. They're both fairly fresh. Anthony Johnson, who's also on the bench at the start of the last game, he is going to start on the right wing. Jack Evans, who was suspended, he actually got that game he played really well in against, I think, Rotherham. He got sent off as well. So that he had a great performance. I want to see if he can be the answer as the shadow striker for us. Mavadidi is not fit, so I'm going to leave him on the bench as well. And we are going to start with Wante as the left winger, even though Salah Lalafi and Wante were both really poor in the last game against Burnley. They've got to start here. Do I have any other defensive options? I really don't, do I? I really don't. There's no one else I can bring in. Now, Weston Spence, he's suspended for today, but Adam Weston Spence has just come back from an injury. He is an injury-prone player, but he could be really important for us going on from here. The 18-year-old, he's had a very good start to his AFC Rushden Diamonds career. I think we're really going to rely on him as a defensive deep-line playmaker. I've got a lot of hopes for him. I hope he can be another one of the players that can turn things around for us. So this is how we're going to start. Martin in goal, Gomez and Sabe the full-backs, Nolan and Luiz the centre-backs, Preetz and Parkin in midfield, Johnson, Evans and Guante in those three behind the striker, who is Salah Lalafi. On the bench, a lot of tired players. Jones, Rodriguez, Apaya, Edwards, Moreno, who I think might start to get more games. Basically, with our midfield now being weaker, he is the only player we've got there with any real passing ability. That 17 passing and 14 first touch is looking very attractive right now. The way results have gone, the way we've struggled to keep possession, the way we've struggled to create chances. I think Eugenio Moreno could be getting a comeback here. He has played all right when he's come off the bench in the league. So, yeah, we could be looking at a system shake-up. I might lose the number 10. I might bring this player back into the midfield, play with a defensive midfielder. We might even look at a 3-man defence system or a 5-man defensive system. So we could be shaking things up after this game. I'm going to see how it goes today. And of course against Leicester. This is kind of last chance for the players to sort of make this system work. Otherwise we have got to change things up to try and save our season. This is we are in a real rut right now, and it's like I say, it doesn't seem to be a rut that there is any simple solution to. We have to try and figure it out with the players that we've got, but the truth is we just don't have the quality of last season. We lost one of our influential centre-backs, Jamie Weeks. We lost Alex Baker from the midfield, our captain, and we of course lost our two top scorers, or two of our top scorers, from the squad as well. So we really have been depleted in the summer, and we haven't managed to do it with the players that are left. We haven't managed to get similar quality in. So yeah, it's frustrating, but you can kind of understand why it's happening. There's just a lack of quality in the squad now. So let's see what we can do today. Let's see if we can have another cup shock. It would be great for the morale. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to set, although he has just played really poorly there, I'm going to set Guante up as an inside forward. We have made a few little tweaks to the system as well. We are now playing with low crosses, with the fact that Salah Lalafi is, I think, about 5'9". Last season we were playing with a 6'5" centre forward. We've now got a 5'9" lad in there. We are playing a bit quicker and a bit more direct. In transition, we are going to hold our shape when we win it, rather than going off on the counter attack. And we're not giving our goalkeeper any specific instructions about whether to play quickly or slowly. And out of possession, I drop back the line of engagement, and we are now going to try and mark tightly. We have been conceding far too many chances and far too many goals. And do you know what I'm going to do? Just for today, I am actually going to play in transition. I'm going to play to regroup rather than press, and just see if we can contain Arsenal a little bit more than try and win the ball off them, because we really don't have the quality to do that, and we've really been struggling with it. So go on, I believe we'll do well. The first goal's crucial. Yes, it certainly is. Yes, Cedric Preetz, I'm asking him to play as a defensive playmaker. We'll see how he goes in that. In theory, with his passing ability and his tackling, he's got the ability to do it. Arsenal on very good form. They do have some big names on the bench there. Yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it? I don't know what else I can say there. I mean, I'm not hopeful. I'm not confident. But just the fact that they've made changes to their team may be in our favour. You know, it may give us half a chance. So the first highlight, 6 minutes in, and Arsenal have got it. And that, I thought that was going to end in a goal. I thought it was going to be 1-0 down early on, but we've survived it. A good save from Marti there, who needs to get himself back in form, but we are really struggling here. And it is 1-0 straight away, and this is not looking good if this is the way the game is going to go. That was just far too easy for Arsenal. Just playing it around in the midfield. And Odegaard just breaking in there in that space. I haven't got a midfielder to specifically mark him there. I might have to take Jack Evans out of the number 10 position and bring in a defensive midfielder to mark Odegaard, if that is the kind of space he is going to get. And they are now really looking comfortable, Arsenal, spraying it around, loads of time on the ball. Nolan nips in nicely to win it there. And can we create something here with Guante? Back to Sabe. Marti goes long. We can't get hold of it. And Arsenal are back in possession again. And when we won that with Nolan, I was hopeful we might be able to do something with it. We have won it back again, but again I think we're going to lose it. Evans grabs hold of it to Guante. Over the top to Johnson, and Anthony Johnson yet again, 8th goal of the season. And if we are lacking difference makers after the players we lost in the summer, well, Anthony Johnson is certainly one that we can still rely on. 8 goals this season off the right wing. He is our top scorer. And that is much needed. We're back in it straight away. I'm going to encourage the players now. And does that give us a way back into this match? Does that allow us to now just get a little bit more of a foothold in the game? We've had as many shots as Arsenal now. Well, not now, but we did at the time I said it. Another highlight close to our goal. Hopefully we don't lose possession here. Igor Luiz goes along and we do lose it. I was expecting that. And a great save from Marti gives away the corner. We are lucky to get away with that. I'm going to make a change here. I am going to go and counter press because, again, it just seems like when you play in Football Manager to regroup, it does just seem to absolutely hand the initiative to the opposition. And with the quality that Arsenal have got, I don't think that is really going to help us to just allow them to bring the ball close to our goal. So we are going to counter press. Is it going to have any impact? Can Salah Lalafi get hold of that? There is no way Salah Lalafi was going to beat their centre-backs in the air. He's just not tall enough. Playing long balls up to him like that is really not the best idea. And now Arsenal breaking once again. Camavinga finds Odegaard and Doherty has got free. And we are 2-1 down. Oh dear. I don't have a problem losing to one of the best teams in the league in English football. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the fact that we are just absolutely porous at the back. We really are struggling. We just cannot keep a clean sheet to save our lives. We are conceding hatfuls of chances. And now our best player is injured. What do I do here? Do you know what? I'm gonna bring Eugenio Moreno on. I'm gonna bring Evans out to the right wing. I'm gonna make Moreno the deep line playmaker, but on support. And now Preetz is gonna be a defensive midfielder. And I'm gonna make him a ball-winning midfielder on defend. We're gonna see if, do you know what? I should have set him to specifically mark Odegaard, but we'll see how things go. He should be naturally marking Odegaard in that position. We're going to see if that helps us compete a little bit more in there. Do I go positive as well? Because, I mean, we're on this balanced mentality, but we're really struggling with it. What do I say to the players here? Come on, yeah, you know that wasn't good enough. No one reacts. We're really struggling for morale, as you would expect on the run that we are on. But we've got some pretty good motivation there. Now, Igor Luiz, very tired and not playing well. I'm just going to take him off. And I'm going to bring on Philip Apaya for the second half. The vice-captain comes on for the captain. Really just to rest Igor Luiz with Derby coming up in a few days' time. Let's see if we can pull out a better performance in the second half and maybe just possibly grab a result here. Let's demand more of the players as Arsenal again get another highlight. And it's Doherty, score of the second goal, and it's back to Odegaard, and again we are very lucky not to be 3-1 down there. And Odegaard just finding all that space again. The ball hit out by Marti. He's gone long all day and we have got nothing out of their defenders at all. And we are straight away 3 down. Is that not offside? It looked offside to me. Kulishevsky and Camavinga back to Sergio, back to Doherty. And Doherty, once again, acres of space, and Kulishevsky tucks it away. And that is, again, a basic goal to concede, really. Another poor performance from the boys. Our season is falling apart. The pre-season was so good. The opening games of the season were so good. And here we are just in an absolute mess. I was just about to make changes there. Again, we just can't get hold of the ball. We are second best all over the field. I mean, there's no shame in that against Arsenal. But in the bigger picture of the way our season is going, it's not an encouraging performance. And even less so when you consider we beat Liverpool at Anfield in the last round, as Doherty just makes us look absolutely silly there. Now let's make some changes. We've got to think now about the game coming up. I've already made 2 changes, so I've only got 1. Do I want to change up Preets or do I want to change up Parkin? They've all been absolutely terrible. Do you know what? I think I'm going to change up Parkin. I'm going to bring on Ronnie Edwards. What do I do for the next game? I kind of feel like it does need a major shake-up. A completely different formation to take on Derby. I guess I've got to see what I do. I mean, we've just been completely dominated here. Salah Lalafi playing a 6.1 has been absolutely awful again. I thought our record signing, I mean, this is just embarrassing now. The ease with which Arsenal are creating their chances. We're playing narrow, we're tightly marking, but they are just making it look easy, aren't they? They're making it look so simple. A really poor performance again. 4-1. I mean, what on earth can I do against Derby to turn this around? I feel like it is going to need a formation change. I mean, I've got to try and keep the spirits up here. I'm gonna go with Ollie. Yeah, we were the underdogs. You gave it your best. I should have predicted that. Yeah, they're not happy about going out of a cup, are they? Yeah, don't tell the players that they did their best when they've just been tonked in the cup. They're always upset about going out of a competition. I'm just getting everything wrong at the moment. I really am. What do I do? All right, we're going to be back for Derby at home, top of the championship. We have to win to stay in touch with the playoffs. This is not looking like a particularly exciting episode, is it? Let's see how things go. Well, we're back for this Derby game. They are top of the league. They're the runaway leaders. They've spent a lot of money the last 2 summers, and they have come good. They are looking very strong in a league where a lot of teams are taking points off each other. They're the only team that is really looking like that strong, dominant side in the division. Everybody else is kind of slipping up every now and then. But, I mean, if you look at the table, it's big names at the top. Burnley, Norwich, Bristol City, West Brom, just outside Brentford, Blackburn. It's a league that's there for the taking, but at the same time, there's some really powerful sides at the top there. I mean, we really need to win this. If we were to lose this game at home against Derby, we kind of slip away into mid-table, don't we? So to kind of keep in touch, and as I've said, keep ourselves in touch until we can get to January and hopefully get some quality in. We've got to pick up at least results at home. Now, one transfer that we have got confirmed, the Hermes Rodriguez is going to come in from Manchester City on loan in January. Now, he looks the answer to the Jamie Weeks problem. We lost Jamie Weeks in the summer. I thought Igor Luiz could maybe come in and be that centre-back, but it hasn't really worked out. But Hermes Rodriguez, the Colombian international, the 22-year-old, he looks pretty good. 6 foot tall, really good jumping reach, really quick. He's strong, great determination, maybe a little bit lacking on the mentals, but with 15 tackling, 15 heading, he looks like a very good championship centre-back. So he comes in January on loan, which is going to be really good. I hope that helps to sort out the situation in defence. We've then just still got to get hold of an attacking midfielder to replace Mario Caciao and possibly a central midfielder as well. But we've got the centre-back sorted out. This is the tactical setup I'm going with. A 5-3-2. This is the side that's going to come out for today's game. Now, this was partly forced on me because we don't have wingers today. Wante is in. I was going to play Mavididi as a striker, but he got injured. He comes back to full training in 2 days. I've been told he can play without any real complications today, but I've decided to leave him out on the bench. We've also lost Jack Evans to suspension. And apart from that, Anthony Johnson, who was injured against Arsenal, he's out for 3 months. The one player in the entire squad who was putting performances in this season, 8 in 16 in all competitions, and he's now out for 3 months. It's unbelievable the bad luck that we are having. So yeah, I'm going with a 5-3-2 for today's game. We're going to see if, I mean, to be honest, I'm just trying to come up with anything right now and hoping that something sticks. Sanisalo is going to be in goal. Ignacio Rodriguez, who has been training really poorly, is going to be an attacking fullback on the right. And Wari Sabi is going to come back as an attacking fullback on the left for his championship debut. That is because Dylan Jones is also suspended. I didn't realise that. I would have played him against Arsenal. In the midfield, we're going for a 3-man midfield. Callum Parkin is going to be box-to-box midfielder, but on the right-hand side. Weston Spence comes back in. He has been injured. He is only recommended to play 75 minutes, but he is going to play as defensive playmaker in the middle of the 3, and then Moreno is going to play as a carrilero on the left of the 3, trying to link midfield and attack. He's another player that's been training really poorly the last week or so, and he's now lost a first touch point, which is really annoying. But hopefully we're going to give him a run in the team, and we're going to see if he can maybe turn his AFC Rushden and Diamond career around. And up front is going to be Lalafi and Guante. They have both been playing really poorly the last few games. But with Mavididi injured and Huddleston really only being brought in as a squad player, I feel like I can't really drop either of those for this game. It's such an important match. Also on the bench, my only available defenders, Porter and Gomez. Preetz and Edwards are my midfield options, with Ben Bailey, who can also play as a right winger. Mavididi is a left winger or striker option, and Huddleston is another striker option, or he could play right wing if needed. But out of the squad, Ika Marti, who had a nightmare against Arsenal, Tadley Cloak, our third choice goalkeeper, Eddie Little, who is now really not of the level we need, but again, as someone with a little bit of passing ability, Eddie Little might come in and get a chance as this goes on. Yeah, apart from that, there is no one else available. So that's the side we're going to send out. Tactically, we're going to try and play positively. We're looking to focus play through the middle where we've got our 3 midfielders. We're going to see if that works. In transition, we are not going to give any specific counter-attacking instructions. We are going to try and distribute to the playmaker. And in defence, we're going to play with a little bit of a deeper line. And we are going to try and mark tightly to try and turn this defensive crisis around. But this is not easy. Now, Derby are playing the same system, more or less, although they've got wing-backs. We don't have players capable of playing wing-backs in the starting 11 today. So that's why we're playing a 5-man defence. It's really going to be the battle of the systems. See who can do it better and who comes out on top. But of course, Derby are the form team. They are the team full of confidence. We are now starting to get to the stage where there's a crisis of morale in the dressing room. Things are not looking good. I also, in the summer, again, I forgot to mention this. In the summer, I turned down the Northern Ireland national team job, which kind of shows, again, how we're viewed now. We're starting to get offered national team jobs. And they've got Henrik Hordegaard in defence, who, of course, is our ex-player. He's now turned into a very, very good defender, by the way. Yeah, so let's just see what happens here. I'm not going to set up any specific marking. Let's go back to the dressing room. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look. We need to show everybody what we're all about. Let's just really try and get the boys fired up to put a performance in here today. Again, I'm really just hoping something sticks with this formation change. It's been such a struggle, but I mean, one good performance against top of the table could turn everything around, couldn't it? We've started with decent possession, which is nice to see. No chances as yet for either side. But you know what? I mean, defensively, it's such an improvement on what we've done in recent weeks that I'm kind of happy with it. I mean, this is, at the moment, the most boring game of the season. Derby get the first shots. We are not creating anything at all. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to ask the players to be more expressive. And we're going to see if we can just create something. They've now had 4 shots. And they are in possession of the first highlight. And Kelly gets up and gets it in. And it's a save by Sanisalo. And we get away with that. Even with 3 centre-backs, we couldn't prevent a striker being completely free in the area for them there. Next highlight, we have got it. Please don't give this away, boys. We have gone so long without really seeing an attacking highlight in our favour in any games, but it has ended, and Mosquera gets through again. A save from Sanisalo. And thank goodness for Sanisalo is all I can say. This is a really poor performance again, really struggling. And we get to half time, but this is not good. I am going to throw the water bottle. Ollie thinks we should be proud of everybody's efforts. I am going to throw the water bottle. I'm going to tell people this is not good enough. What can I tweak here? Now, I am going to, in possession, I'm going to look to shoot on target and also hit early crosses because we're not playing with wingers. So hopefully that'll work out for us. And I mean, distributing to the playmaker, it does not seem to be working. I'm going to play a higher line as well. And let's see if that can just give us a little bit more on the attacking side of things. I might need an attacking mentality as well. With so many defenders in the team, we might just want an attacking mentality to balance that out. Because Derby are now dominating. And I mean, we really do look like a poor side this season. It's really frustrating after being so good the last 2 seasons. And even the season before that, when we, of course, won League One. And we cannot get hold of this ball at all. We've got no possession. And fortunately, that does not result in a shot for them. But we go long again. And for some reason, we needed the goal line technology to confirm that was not a goal. And the highlight ends. We have been absolutely terrible again. A 0.1 XG. Wante can't get hold of it, but Sebe does. Moreno in midfield. So far has not had much impact. Sebe down to Wante. Wante finds Lalafi and it's saved. And we really needed Lalafi to take that chance. Let's demand more of the players here. What can we change for the last 20 minutes? I think what we will do here is just look at our midfield options. Weston Spence really needs to come off so as not to risk it. I'm going to bring Cedric Preetz in there. Callum Parkin has not been the best and he's pretty tired. Let's bring him off for Ben Bailey. And I'm going to make him a Masala on attack just to try and add a little bit more width to the midfield and a little bit more attacking focus. And let's see if we can maybe just create a little bit more. We've had a few shots now, which is okay, I guess. I mean, statistically, we may have been actually a little bit better than them in the second half, but they've got a highlight here. And we've got to try and hold on. Sabe getting a tackle in there, but can't win it off them. And it's in, and Sanisalo makes another save. He has undoubtedly been our player of the match. And only 2 shots on target. But you know what? A draw against top of the table would not be a bad result after the run of form we've had. Crossed in for Wante, it's away, and Yates will get the chance to counter-attack for them, but Nolan wins it back. Eagle Louise. And Moreno, the one player in our team with decent passing, has given it away. Oh man, the 89th minute. I don't believe it, Moreno. What was he thinking? And then Mosquera is completely unmarked at the back. Oh man. Oh, I really thought you can't say we've played well, but I thought we were going to pull a result out of the bag here, just something to start to build confidence, and we're now going down to 10 men. Rodriguez off, and I'm just going to take off Wante, who's been really, really poor. We'll get Juan Carlos Gomez in at right back. And I think we are now looking at a real crisis this season. We are now really, really struggling. And can we possibly pull something back here? We cannot. Let's berate the entire team. Is there one more highlight in it? Can we fluke a result? We can't. We go down to defeat yet again, and we are in a real hole. We really, really are in a hole. We're training tomorrow. We don't deserve a day off. And yeah, I think you can see this is going to be a long old season. I think promotion this season is absolutely out of the question. I've now really got to think about what system we play to try and turn this around. Today, yeah, for this game, I was kind of a victim of circumstance with all the injuries and suspensions. Kind of forced me into a decision on the formation, but I mean, judging by that performance, that 5 at the back is possibly not going to be the way to go. Yeah, I've got to find something that works and quick, because this is really, really now turning into a disaster of a season. Morale is going to be through the floor. We've got to try and figure out what we do. So, yeah, I'm not sure when we'll be back. It might be a bit depressing to come back before January right now. I think we'll be back in January, and we'll look to see if we can just find some difference makers. I mean, we had no shortage of players on a shortlist in the summer. We offered contracts to a number of players to come in defence, to come in the number 10 position, to come in midfield, but we just could not get anybody who wanted to join us or was available for the right money. So it's I kind of feel like it's not quite all my fault. I mean, we've really tried. We really have tried. It's not like we haven't found the options, but yeah, we've now got to really go to the drawing board and really see what we do here. This is going to be tough, I think. Let's see how it goes. We will be back either when there's an interesting game coming up or at the start of January. You can see how things are looking, and we'll see if there is a way to turn this season around. But for now, that is going to be all from me and AFC Rushden Diamonds. I'll see you on the next one.